Everyone, is GM Rex here. I just got up like an hour ago. I've been exhausted for like the past 2 days. My sleep schedule's screwed up. I'm gonna try to get some sleep earlier tonight. Try. I got new sheets. No, they're not trash bags. They're like 400 thread count. I think Egyptian cotton, something like that. I don't know. My mom got them for me. Anyways, I'm going to cut to brass tacks and do the review on Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. Sorry it's so late. Some stuff's been going on, and I've been trying to figure out a way to help my family, but I don't want to get into that. So, Batman v Superman. The story goes, after Superman's battle with Zod in Metropolis, Bruce Wayne was actually there. And, he saw a lot of horror from that fight. Because, of all the collateral damage and everything. And, Batman's like, he feels the Superman's a threat. And so does the government. But, Superman thinks Batman's a threat because, he, in his older age, he's a little more rough around the edges. He's a little darker than a typical Batman. So it's kind of like Batman's almost like a borderline Punisher at this point. It's what it feels like. But it's great. So, they're there, and Lex Luthor feels like Superman's an outsider, and he discovered kryptonite and such, and ultimately it's going to be leading to Batman facing Superman. That's kind of like the plot, without any real spoilers. But, I think Ben Affleck really did a good job as Batman. I know a lot of people are like, a lot of critics have been saying some very negative things, but, that's how they make their money, is they gotta take something that's new and, just tear it to shreds. Honestly, you don't really want to go by what a critic will say, because they're getting paid for controversy. You can't go by what some critics are saying about the movie. You can't, I know I'm kind of reviewing the movie, but that's just my opinion, If my opinion influences you to see it, that's a different story. Because I don't have, outside, interests that are making me say stuff about this movie, negatively, or positively for that matter. My interests are my own. So, if you see it because I said so, I'm sorry. I don't want you to feel like I'm forcing you to see something you don't want to see, or making you not see something you want to see. This is just my opinion on it. But don't listen to the critics. I'm not a critic. I'm a fan. I got a Harley Quinn poster up there. I got a Joker poster right there. I got Lego Batman stuff right there. I got Batman curtains, Excuse me. I just ate, so I'm a little gassy. But Ben Affleck did a great job. I feel like there's a lot more depth to this Batman than there was with, other Batmans in the past. I'm not saying the other Batmans weren't good, but, I just feel like he added so much depth to Batman, Bruce Wayne. It's very complex, and it's very interesting. He's troubled in his old age, and it really plays well. Superman did his, Henry Cavill did his Superman bit, which is pretty good. Wonder Woman, she was pretty good. it wasn't primarily focused on her, like, but she was involved. But I think her movie's going to help explain things a little more. And that movie's supposed to be coming out next year. But, you know, the music, the soundtrack was excellent. You know, they didn't take any songs that were already made by, like, famous artists. You know, they pretty much... Well, there was one song, but it's not like a mainstream song. It's an instrumental song that's been around for a very, very, very long time. Amazing Grace. You know, but other than that, the soundtrack was just intense. The action was, you know, awesome. I know people are having a little field day with Superman at this point, you know. I saw a comic of some guy about to jump off a building, and Superman, the original Superman, like comic Superman, comes down and talks to him and convinces him not to jump. And then they showed movie Superman, and you just see the guy about to jump, and Superman flies by, and it blows up the building by accident. Like, it's kind of funny, but, you know, Superman's not a fully realized Superman, really. I mean, he's still kind of getting his footing, you know. He's still learning. You know, it's complex, but I thought the movie was good. I really enjoyed it. You know, I think people were hoping for more of like a happy-go-lucky thing, kind of like Marvel movies are. I mean, Marvel movies aren't necessarily dark and gritty. I mean, they have their moments, but, you know, DC is known for that. I mean, especially with a Batman, you know, dark and gritty is Batman's bread and butter. And, you know, just, I really can't get over how well Ben Affleck did. Like, and it wasn't overwhelming with the other characters, with the other members of the Justice League. It wasn't overwhelming at all. So you don't really need to worry about, oh, they just introduced every single character. Like, it's not like that at all. It's, I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I think they did it with the right amount. It's not like there's a Justice League now of like 27 members, like, so you don't need to worry about that. I mean, the ending is kind of controversial, but if you know some of the comics, you'll understand why they did what they did. It's going to have people talking, like, but it's a great movie. Zack Snyder, you know, thumbs up. Everyone else who worked on that movie, thumbs up. That's not how I review things, though. I'm going to review it like I usually do. I'm giving it the green light. Green light all the way. Go see it. Don't listen to what critics are saying. Listen to what a fan has to say. And if you're a fan, you're going to love it. You know? Green light all the way. I almost want to give it the green arrow because of DC Comics, but I don't do arrows for the review. It's just red light, yellow light, green light. That's it. So yeah, it's definitely a green light all the way for me. You know, Chris liked it, Keith liked it. I mean, the theater was sold out for that showing and the next showing. And this sold out theater applauded during and after the movie. So you can't really go by what the critics say. You know, I think they just wanted to get people buzzing, you know, and what better way to do it than to negatively talk about it. So don't let critics decide if you see the movie or not. Let you decide it. I mean, I like it. And I want as many people in the world to go see it. Because, you know, this is something different than the Marvel Universe. They don't have any controversies with characters. Like, Deadpool is owned by Fox. So is Fantastic Four. Sony owns the rights to Venom. Yet, Marvel just got Spider-Man back. So how does Sony still have a hold on Venom? That kind of pisses me off. I really wanted Venom in the MCU. Because, I mean, a standalone Venom movie won't really make too much sense. Who's going to say, oh, that guy had a symbiote and it came to me instead of him? Like, who's that? Like, there might be people who be like, who's that guy? And they're like, well, we know he's talking about Spider-Man, but we can't have him fight Spider-Man because they don't have the rights to Spider-Man anymore. Marvel got those back, supposedly. And there's 2 Quicksilvers now. I mean, one of them's dead, but you know, it's kind of weird. Like, you know, that's the problem when multiple film companies have rights. It really screws up an entire comic book universe. But luckily, Warner Brothers owns all the DC stuff, so you don't have to really worry about that with DC. And DC, it's going to be darker and grittier, and I think that's a good thing. You know, it's no Deadpool dark and gritty, or like Kick-Ass dark and gritty, but that's more of a comedy. But it's still dark and gritty. But and Deadpool's dark and gritty and comedy as well. But you know, this is like a dark and gritty, but not R-rated dark and gritty. Well, supposedly there's supposed to be an R-rated version of this movie, a director's cut, and I think that's going to be amazing as well. I think that's just, they're going to wait till like when it comes out on Blu-ray and digital for the R-rated version. I might talk to Chris about seeing it again. We'll see. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I didn't even know the critics were saying all that negative stuff the day I went to go see it. And I know Rotten Tomatoes said like 30%, but you know, like, some reviews, like, well, some critics, you know, like I said, critics are, they just want to make a buck off controversy. I'm not going to do that, because I'm not making any money off of this. I'm just expressing my opinions. That's what I do in all my videos, or I'm just making a fool out of myself, because I'm good at doing that. So, I'm going to be wrapping this one up. My Facebook and Twitter are going to be in the description, as usual. Like this video, comment, ask me any questions so you can be featured on next week's Q&A Tuesday. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see y'all later.